Hello everybody and welcome back to Matchday with Max. Forest get a probably well-deserved point, but a hard-fought point after going down to 10 men. What do you think of it, Steve?
Yeah, I thought we deserved a draw, and I thought when we went down to 10 men, we battled really, really hard and really, really well, and we didn't deserve to get beat today. It's just I didn't see it. Just looked an innocuous challenge, and he just seemed to give his second yellow, and fair play.
Judging from what I've seen on social media, to be fair, I think it was the right decision from the ref. The fans in here kind of criticise the ref, but that's the thing.
We never can see it. I will say one thing. I thought when Toffolo came on, he played well down the left, and the young Brazilian
Dominguez. Brilliant from him.
What a goal that was! As soon as it left his head, I thought that's going in. But the young Brazilian centre back, 21 years of age, he was excellent today. That was his first game. And but we're a different team now, ain't we? I think we said this time last year we'd have lost that. Yeah. And now we're not. We're moving on.
And I think this is a slow progress. There's lots of new signings that have come through the door. Hudson-Odoi had a good game last week, considering we played the world champions, really. And Alanga as well today. So it's slow progress, Steve, but we're going in the right direction this season.
Yeah, we are. We're going to be mid-table, I think mid-table. And like I said, those games we lose last year, we'd have lost Burnley game last year, but we've come on such a long way in 18 months, is it?
Months.
And here we are, and fair play to the players. Bolly again. Yeah. Bolly I thought was outstanding at the back, and I got to say about the young Brazilian lad, I was really impressed with him to say that's his first game. Yeah. He's one for the future,
We keep building. Max, I've finally found a Max that's taller than me. What do you make of that? Because it was a hard-fought point, to say the least.
Yeah, I think in the end it was a hard-fought point. I do sort of feel that the past three home games, the first 20 minutes, maybe even first half, we've dominated and sort of just not really put our foot down, really. Yeah. So I think in the context of that, it's a little bit disappointing. But having said that, you look at Dominguez and Sangare, I really feel it's the first game that they've sort of established themselves, look like they've sort of adjusted to the pace slightly, and that's exciting. And to then obviously get a point with 10 men, I was right in front of that second yellow, and it felt like it was one of those decisions that...
Was it a yellow? Because I kind of haven't seen it, but I think on social media people were saying the goal was offside, was onside, and... the red card was kind of a red card.
Well, it's a difficult weekend for the PGMOL, but I look at that and think he's took about 20-30 seconds to make that decision. Generally, if you know that's that's a yellow card, then you take out your pocket immediately, and then the players know what's coming. But it seemed like a bit of a surprise. So it's what we can always play the victim as fans, can't we? But it feels a little bit like something was taken from us today.
But we dug deep, and I spoke to Stephen there, and he said that last year we'd have lost that game.
No, I think it's absolutely right, and I just think generally the feeling around the club is we're still bleeding in these new players, but there's something different about this season. I feel that there's a lot more assurance. We know what we can do, and actually, a bit like the point I was making about those first halves, we look like the better side. Yes. And there aren't many occasions last season, even when we beat Liverpool, beat Arsenal, there aren't occasions where we actually look the better side. And you've got a Brentford team there that have done incredible things in the Premier League, and for portions of that first half, we've really sort of dominated them. So it's disappointing that we've got a man sent off and it changes the sort of feel of the game, but I'm positive, as I always am, about Forest this season.
Well said. Nice one, mate. Cheers, all right. David, what did you make of that? Max just said then, I think he summed it up brilliantly, that last year we'd have lost those games, and for players to make debuts today, they've done really well. And I think last week's performance against Manchester City gave us a lot of confidence into today's game. Do you agree?
I agree, absolutely. I don't think, Max, there's yet been a game where we're devoid of positives. Every game has had something for us to be encouraged about, and that to me is a
sign of the progress.
Absolutely. For us to be well matched against Brentford says that we're maybe moving into that middle echelon of the table, which is where I'd like us to be. But there's so much character about it. In fact, strangely, what was a fairly sedate game became a really good game with Musa sending off, and then it became good. And then from then on, the character Forest show was fantastic. Scored a lovely goal, a wonderful ball from Harry Toffolo, and I'm really proud and pleased for him because he's had tough times, came on and played really well. Nico Dominguez, a lovely goal.
An excellent header, and the pace of the cross that kind of Toffolo delivered for him to get on the end of that.
And it was such a good moment for us. It came at the right time, and it came at the worst time for Brentford because Brentford kind of thought, right, we're in here. and nothing of the sort. In our organisation and our determination, you could see everybody looking towards each other. They played like a family. I was so proud of them, and the spirit that I noticed this week on the squad photo video, which sort of rang out of good spirit in this squad, was there on show today, and it's an excellent point. We're still unbeaten at home, and there's loads to take forward. I thought Origi and Wood came on and did a good job. Murillo was starting nervously but got better as the game went. If he's just booting it into the Peter Taylor to secure us a point at home, then I'm all for that. There's so much to like,
and I think it's passion and fight, and I think to say kind of where we were this time last year, I think it was the Leicester game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When we lost 4-0, we were sat bottom of the league. The progress since then's just been nothing short of remarkable. And you've got to realise that Cooper's in charge of this side. And remember that Steve Cooper's never managed in the Premier League before, up until his time at Forest.
He's learning. We're learning as fans and as supporters. Them lads are learning. Last year, what I still can't get out of my head from last year is September, home to Bournemouth, 2-up and lost. Home to Fulham, leading and lost. That could easily have gone like that, but the Forest of 2023, sort of September, October, is an evolved entity from the Forest of September of last year. So there's lots to be happy about. Crystal Palace next week. Why can't we go there and get it? Very winnable. Tough one then. To my way of thinking, our toughest game coming up is Luton, because they're the team coming here with nothing to lose and no pressure, so that'll be very difficult, but I think we can get something next week. As for this, then to go 13 minutes of added on with 10 men against a team that is now an established Premier League side, I think speaks volumes to our class and our character, and we are
we're on our way to becoming an established Premier League side.
Max, definitely.
Come on, you Reds.
Come on, you Reds.
Nicely said. Hard-fought point, boys, and you got Origi's shirt as well. What do you make of the game?
I think we played all right, but they just got the better of us in some parts.
For 20 minutes, we started quite well, didn't we?
Strong, strong.
And then it all kind of went downhill after that.
Yeah, have you seen the replay of the offside goal?
I have. I mean,
it's not offside.
Do you not think?
No. Yeah, no, it is offside. I think it's offside.
Okay.
He's like fully offside, but.
And it's slow progress with all the signings we've made, but you know.
We need to get Gibbs right on earlier. Saving him to the last 20 minutes. I don't know what we're doing.
Who was your man of the match?
I think Toffolo. If he played a bit longer, he played.
Toffolo or Dominguez.
Yeah. Nice one, boys. All right, cheers. Boys, travelled up from London, Essex for today's game. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it started off well. It's a good start. Then Brentford started getting into it late in the first half. Second half, it could have gone either way, and the sending off changed the dynamics of the game, I thought.
Yeah. Is this your first time coming to a game this season, or do you travel up most weeks?
We're season ticket holders, wow. Yeah. Four of us are season ticket holders, and Albie's come today for his 10th birthday.
Yeah, I heard it was your birthday yesterday, mate, so happy birthday for them. Who was your man of the match today?
I'd say Dominguez.
Yeah, he played well for his debut. I thought he had an excellent game.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Good stuff. All right, boys, we'll see you soon. All right, cheers.